I'm Amy with Game Skinny, and I'm here with Michael and Hank from Frog Dice, and they are going to talk to us a little bit about the role that gaming has played in their family. So you guys are married and have a wonderful family together. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, we met on our first game, so that's how it started. And then we have two daughters, 10 and 7, who unfortunately aren't. They would love to be here because they're gamers also, but mommy and daddy have to work, so they had to stay home with the grandparents. But yeah, so gaming is a big part of our whole family's life.
Wonderful. Well, have you seen any really positive or impactful changes in your family or your children based on their interaction with games?
Definitely. I could tell a million stories. One of my favorites is our older daughter. The game Spore really helped her learn to read. We gave her the strategy guide to Spore when we first bought it, and it was like her just constant companion. Just the pages were all worn from her wanting to read and figure out what everything meant. And then also learning to write the biographies for all of her little characters. She made the Love Empire that she still plays to this day. So, and she would really get into it. And in Spore, you can interact with other people's empire. And she would say, "Daddy, if the Love Empire, if you ever meet them, you wouldn't attack them, right?" So, and I was like, "Of course I wouldn't." But it really meant a lot to her. But it definitely not only was something we could do together, which is always great, but it was something that really helped her learn to read and write at a young age, which was really a huge benefit.
That's amazing. So are there any steps that you take to make sure the games that your family is playing are appropriate or to keep the impact positive?
Every family has to determine for their own child what they can play, when they can play it. For us, we're really careful. We pick age-appropriate games, but sometimes you might be surprised by what we play. Like our girls, both of them, play League of Legends with us. You would think, like, what? What parent would let them do that? But we never play online with them. We always play with bots, and there's a lot of strategy to be learned there. I really, really feel like our eldest, she's the number one chess player on her chess team at school, and I have a feeling that all the strategy that we let her learn from games really, really has made a difference. We also don't let them keep repeating the same game over and over. When it gets easy for them, there's no challenge. They stop learning. So we take those games away from them, introduce them to new ones. And I'm not saying this works for every parent. It works for us. On the weekends, both of my students are excellent. Both of my kids are excellent students. So on the weekends, I just say, go play. And after a while, I'll be like, let's go outside. And when they come back, can we play on the computer? I was like, yeah, you guys are great students. This is your reward. So that's how we do our parenting and incorporate gaming.
Have they ever wanted to play a game that you didn't feel was appropriate? How did you handle that?
I think more, not necessarily a game that's inappropriate. Well, actually there have been. There have been some MMOs that, because of interacting with the people, it's not really going to work. Or, some MMOs, the content isn't completely appropriate. Really, the bigger issue is when they want to go look for strategies on YouTube about a game, even Pokemon. People will make Pokemon strategies with tons of profanity or all kinds of craziness. So that's where you have to be more careful. Really, when you pick the game, you'll have to be careful right at that time. If they're looking at YouTube for strategies, you never know what they're going to find. So that's what's kind of rough. But one thing we also do to help in general, all of our computers are really close to each other, so we can just peek over and see exactly what's going on, and that way you can really be certain that there's nothing, you wouldn't want, going on their computers. So
it's not like everybody's computers in their own room, and you can their insight.
Right, we're all together.
Together as a family activity, so you
absolutely. And speaking of, family, like, for example, Plants vs. Zombies, it's a 3-generation game in our family. Our kids play, we play, her parents play, so that also is something cool that all multiple generations can share together.
Again, lots of reading there. Because, like our little girl, she'll just memorize things about the different plants, and she'll just talk about them in the car.
Things that we never even bothered to pay attention to, and she's like poured over the biographies and stuff like that. So it's really cool.
You were mentioning that the grandparents play along as well with that game. I've heard
right.
a lot of stories about grandparents learning how to play Minecraft so they can talk to their younger kids.
Absolutely, that stuff's great.
And I just think it's such a powerful tool for families, especially when someone is remote. So
right.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Online gaming has changed everything. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, one of our oldest game has a few 3-generation players also.
That's rough, because they have to be 18 to play.
Yeah. So that's the minimum age. So, but it's a text game and it's role playing, so they get to communicate a lot, and so it kind of keeps them together. So it's really cool.
That's great. Well, thanks so much. Any other stories you want to tell about gaming in your family, or are we wrapped?
I think that's it.
Well, we have a million we could tell.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Well, thank you so much for spending this time with us.
absolutely.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.